Have you ever thought about getting a degree from both France and Germany at the same time? It's a massive academic adventure, and in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how you can pull it off. Because, this isn't just about getting a piece of paper, it's about mastering new cultures, new languages, and really embarking on a life-changing journey that's going to set you apart. So let's get you ready for it. Okay, let's be real for a second. This path is definitely competitive. You're going to be up against applicants from all over the world. But here's the thing, the reward is absolutely worth the effort. And if you prepare the right way, you can totally do this. To help you conquer this whole process, we've broken it down into 5 key stages. First, we'll look at the challenge itself, then how to win your admission spot, how to fund your studies, the all-important visa checklist, and finally, how your adventure begins. First up, a rewarding challenge. Let's get our heads around what this double degree journey actually looks like. So here's a great example of how it's structured. It's a 4-semester program. You'll kick things off in France, then spend a full year, 2 semesters in Germany. That last semester is all about a hands-on internship and your master's thesis. It's designed to really immerse you in each country before you go out and apply that knowledge in the real world. All right, let's talk about the first big hurdle, winning your admission. Think of this as navigating the application gauntlet. This is really your first major quest. So the main gateway for this is the Etudes en France platform. That's where you'll create an account, find your program, and get the ball rolling. But here's a super important point, and you can see it there in step 3. A lot of times you have to submit your documents on both the Etudes en France platform and the university's own website. Don't miss that. After that, you'll have an interview with Campus France. And then you wait for that amazing email saying you're in. And that brings us to the golden rule of applying. Seriously, this is probably the #1 mistake people make. Always, always double-check the university's own website. That is the final authority. They might have a specific format for your motivation letter or ask for an extra document that isn't mentioned anywhere else. Missing one little detail like that can sink your whole application. This one tip will save you a world of pain. Okay, congratulations, you're in. So, how are you going to pay for it? Now for the really exciting part, funding your studies, or as we're calling it, securing the treasure for your quest. This is where your hard work literally starts to pay off. This quote really just says it all, doesn't it? The money side of things can feel like a huge mountain to climb, but it's totally achievable. And it's achievable precisely because you're a Franco-German student. That special status unlocks a ton of funding opportunities that are designed just for people like you. Now, here's the key insight. You don't just apply for one scholarship. The real magic is in combining several of them. You've got the big ones like Erasmus+, the Franco-German University, and then there's DAAD Stipend from the German Academic Exchange Service. Each one of those gives you a pretty decent monthly stipend. And check this out. This is the power of stacking those scholarships. When you add them all up, you could be looking at over €1,000 every single month. I mean, that is a huge deal. It can turn this whole experience from being financially stressful into something you can actually afford and enjoy. And believe it or not, it doesn't even stop there. You'll often find one-time grants, like these ones for specific regions in France and Germany. Your mission is to hunt down every single opportunity, because this extra cash is just sitting there waiting for you. Okay, you've got your admission, you've got your funding. What's next? The logistics. Let's run through the visa and arrival checklist for navigating new lands. Listen up, because this might be the single most practical piece of advice in this entire explainer. Get your official documents, especially your birth certificate, translated into French and stamped by the embassy before you leave your home country. Trying to get this done once you're already in France is a bureaucratic nightmare you really, really do not want to experience. Trust me on this one. Now, if you're a non-EU student, you might be thinking, oh no, moving from France to Germany sounds like a visa headache. But it doesn't have to be, thanks to something called the RIST Directive. This thing is a total game changer. It basically lets you study in another EU country for almost a full year without needing a brand new visa. Your university's international office will be your best friend when it comes to navigating this. So the moment you land, the admin tasks begin. This gives you a really clear side-by-side look. In France, your big priorities are validating your visa and applying for that housing aid called CAF. Over in Germany, the number one thing is registering your address at the city hall, the Bürgeramt. And for that, you need a confirmation letter from your landlord. Just notice the other little differences too, like getting Social Security in France versus buying the Deutschland ticket in Germany. Knowing these details will make for a much smoother start. And that brings us to our final stage. Your adventure begins. This is what it's all been for. Your journey, your success. You've navigated the applications, the funding, the bureaucracy, and now it's time for the good part. At the end of the day, a French-German double degree is a marathon, not a sprint. It takes a ton of planning and patience. But like we've seen, the support systems are there for you, from the universities to all those scholarship programs, to help you get across the finish line. It's a path that builds resilience, independence, and a worldview that you just can't get any other way. So we've laid out the entire map for you, from that very first application form all the way to your first day of class in a new country. The path is clear. It's challenging, for sure, but it's clear. So the only real question left is, what's your first step going to be?